Now, occasionally I go ahead and I address this type of comment, regardless of how rude and ignorant it is on a surface level. And I tend to get these kind of surfacey comments when I've made videos that really go into great detail on what happened to my wife. And this is the first time seeing me. Again, I was married for 25 years, and my wife passed away from alcohol use disorder a little over 5 years ago. And much of it, the page is telling about stories of what happened to her, but it's really designed for education and to expose this disease and for people to understand it much greater than they do. Alcohol use disorder thrives on ignorance, it thrives on lack of understanding, it thrives on reactionary emotions. So it's important to delve into the why somebody is drinking, why somebody went down this road, how it affects families, how it affects relationships, how it affects the brain, physically, the body, how it affects society, and all the dangers that includes this disease. Not talking about it allows it to permeate and to suggest, oh, let her rest in peace. Well, we got that. Okay, I've talked about that. She was cremated. She's a box of ashes. And unfortunately, that may seem cold, but that's the truth. And exposing this and the people that we save by talking about this and by exposing the truth of alcohol use disorder, whether or not you want to believe it, but it's a fact. It's saved hundreds and thousands of lives. And I will continue to do this for many years. In fact, we're just starting to get started. Between the memoir and so many other things that we have really in the works, an app to help people. This isn't about making money. And honestly, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So let's break this down a little bit further. I'm going to read this. Stop thrashing your wife, make money in another way. I'm not sure if that sentence is correct. Thrashing my wife. You mean talking about her life and the existence of her? So what should we do? We should just bury her, forget that this life existed, learn nothing from it, waste a life that has so much potential to help other people. We learn from our mistakes, and if we bury our mistakes, we're never going to grow as a species. That's a material fact. We learn from others, people who have come before us, whether they made good mistakes and bad mistakes. No person is all good and no person is all bad. And I've said this many times. Amanda was a very kind, loving, wonderful person. She just could not get over this mental health disease known as alcohol use disorder. That's not in question. She was a very kind person. Most people who do have this disease are very nice, wonderful people. They have a mental health disease. That's what this is. This isn't about thrashing somebody by telling their story. This is about learning from it, growing from it, and exposing the truth to the population really to a disease that's very misunderstood and is very reactionary, especially for families. And I especially like to help families. And I'm definitely an advocate for families who have gone down this road because just like myself, you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to react other than be reactionary, other than being angry and frustrated and filled with animosity, especially when you have a loved one who is creating so much drama and toxicity and you don't really understand it. And you have to have the ability to put it into context. Okay, the person does not want to be this way. Nobody grows up and says, when I grow up, I want to be an alcoholic. I want to have alcohol use disorder. I can't wait. That's not how it happens. You have to understand why someone has gone down this road. Trauma, anxiety, stress, repressed emotions, genetic disposition. I mean, there's a plethora of reasons why someone goes down this road, as many reasons as there are people. But there are some very, very defined reasons why someone does go down this road. Exploring them, talking about them is so important in order to help other people. And then really to answer the make money in another way comment, I mean, that's rude on so many levels, but let me get to this point. You better hope I make millions of dollars. You better hope I make tens of millions of dollars, because the more money I make, I can put into helping other people, creating applications, creating stories, creating an entire environment of education and understanding that's going to help families. I could create an organization bigger than AA, which I would like to do. I think AA is a little bit outdated. I think we need more updated ways to deal with this. I think we need to understand medications that help with this, understand the tools that can help other families and other people who are suffering with this disease. The reason being I'm so passionate about it because I wouldn't want anybody to go through, number one, what Amanda had to go through and as many trials as that she went through. I mean, 7 rehabilitation facilities is a lot of trying. Okay, she just couldn't get through the physicality of it. And I think the sooner you help somebody, the better. Identifying that somebody has a problem is so important, and that takes money. It takes money to get that kind of education and awareness out into the world. So you better hope I make a lot of money so that I can help more people. And that's ultimately what this is all about. We're here to help other people. That's what I'm here for. That's what most people who really want to do something good with the world and change the world, that's why they're here. They're not here to make just money. That's not what it's always about. And that kind of cynicism has been drilled into people. And unfortunately, it's not the motivation for people who really want to do something passionate in your life. I suggest maybe you find something passionate in your life that you have a reason other than being a keyboard warrior. And I'm not just talking about this person. I'm not just roasting this person because I get these kind of general comments quite often. And I'm not really reacting to it, but it needs to be exposed. And I hope the people who do make these comments learn from it and maybe humble themselves that maybe something good is coming from this particular page. And really, the last thing I want to say, I love my wife very much. I mean, we were married for 25 years, and I hung in there because, she did try so much. She did go to 7 rehabilitation facilities. It wasn't like she wasn't aware she had a problem. The thing is, you love the person, you don't love the disease. And I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. And for every person that Amanda saves, it honors her and her life and her legacy. And if she was sitting next to me, she would be very proud of what we've accomplished here, my son and I and other people behind the scenes. And I think it's an important story to tell, and it's going to be continued to be told for many, many years. And again, real quick, if you haven't picked it up, the memoir of Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. You can find it on this page. You go to the link tree. You can go to my website. There's a PayPal button right there. There's also an international link. You can buy this, purchase this anywhere in the world. It's also available in this hard copy on Amazon. If you want the ebook, it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the Apple website. And again, thanks so much for listening.